The New South Wales Government Shark Meshing Bather Protection Program is a public safety measure created in 1937 to reduce the risk of shark attacks in the most popular swimming beaches. The meshing targeted beaches that had more than 2 million swimming annually. There are 51 beaches netted between Newcastle and Wollongong. The nets do not stretch the whole area of the beach. They are designed to deter sharks from establishing territories. Since 1937, there has been no fatal attacks on a mesh beach. Before this, there was an average of 1 fatal attack every year in New South Wales. The nets are 150 metres long, 6 metres deep, mesh size of 60 centimetres, sunk within 10 to 12 metres of water, within 500 metres of shore. The nets are only in place from the 1st of September to the 30th of April. Sharks can swim under, over and around the nets. They are also fitted with sonar to alert dolphins and whales. Many species other than sharks often get caught and killed. The shark netting program off the coast of Australia has shown a negative impact on threatened and protected species. These include the grey nurse shark, the dugong, the great white shark, the green turtle, the humpback whale and dolphins. Shark meshing also poses a risk to the Australian tourism industry, as many national and international tourists travel to see vast marine life. The activities that may be impacted include whale and dolphin watching, snorkelling and cage diving with sharks in their natural habitat. The trade-off lies between what level of shark removal would reduce the risk of being attacked by a shark, and then what level of shark removal would be a detriment to shark populations. In essence, it is the trade-off between the social objective of fulfilling your duty of care to ensure beachgoers are safe, and then the environmental objective of impacting on our placing populations of marine life further at risk. So what are the alternatives? By 1935, shark meshing seemed to be the most humane way of controlling the 3 threatening species of sharks that were claiming 1 human life per year around the Sydney area. Methods of death were being considered, such as machine guns and explosives. While there is no doubt that meshing has been very successful on and around Sydney beaches, reducing the deaths to 0 for the past 7 decades, it has become evident that the population of beachgoers has increased and new measures have been introduced that have shown to be very successful. The use of low-flying planes and helicopters to identify large man-eaters around popular swimming locations has been used particularly around beaches that have no netting. This method has kept the record of 0 deaths. Another alternative that is currently being trialled with success by the CSIRO is the use of kelp in replace of the nets. While this method is in its infancy, seals and other sea life have been using kelp for thousands of years to avoid sharks. Kelp also has many other benefits, from minimal operational costs to increasing the sea life populace in the vicinity. It is also noted that the kelp repels not only large sharks but schools of fish, a fine delicacy of juvenile great whites. Shark meshing programs, although effective at decreasing the number of attacks and fatalities, have a detrimental repercussion for the marine environment. While instances of attacks and interactions with sharks have dropped following the implementation of shark-netted beaches, recent instances in Bondi and Avalon reaffirm this is not an absolute measure. The main problems posed by mesh netting as a shark control method is the indiscriminate nature towards what species they entrap. Marine biota, both targeted and non-targeted, all fall prey in competing numbers, coinciding functional success with a great failure for conservation. Alternatives for shark meshing programs that lower the risk of bycatch but remain the level of safety must be considered, such as previously successful plane spotting. The end. Thank you for listening to our presentation.